Hi everyone, I'm so excited. We are going to do today more painty papers, collage papers, however you want to call them. And I'm so excited because for me it's a breakthrough and like, why didn't I think about it before? So I've done something similar in the past. I have like 9 videos about making painty collage papers, and one of them is basically this technique, and I will explain. So I picked 3 stencils for the demonstration. In the other video back then, I've shown you how to take like printer paper and take a oil pastel and just go over this on top and pick up the details like so. And we've done it on printer paper, like a white, like this one. I'm just changing color so you can see how it looks, like so, which is fine, and it's nice to have something like that as a collage paper. And I also showed how to do the same thing with just a boring painted printer paper. So if it turned boring and you don't know what to do with it, then you just go over it. Let's see, maybe pick a color. I don't know if it will pick through, but let's see. Let's take another stencil just for the sake of the demonstration. Here is another stencil. I'm going to put links below in the description box for all the other videos I've done of making painty collage papers. So it's picking up the details of this stencil. And of course you can do it on any kind of paper, like dictionary page also can be interesting, like so. So this was the other video. What I found out just by experimenting and having fun, let's take this aside, is that I can achieve the same thing on tissue paper and the backing of a paper napkin. And why it's a breakthrough, it's because you can use tissue paper and the backing of a paper napkin to collage on top of other things, and when you are gluing them, they disappear into the background. Whatever is white becomes translucent. Now it works better with paper napkins and a little bit less with tissue paper. So these are 2 tissue papers. This is the backing of a paper napkin that I've done, and I'm going to show you how I've done it. Here is another 2 examples. Backing of tissue of a paper napkin, like so. And another thing, I've done all kinds of experiments, and it works also with soft pastels or chalk pastels, however you call it. So I want to show you how it's done, and I also want to show you how I use it. So I've got 2 tissue papers here, just pieces that I've taken. I have these are oil pastels, these are also oil pastels, and I also have soft pastels or chalk pastels, and it works either way. Let's see. So let's start with the chalk pastels because I haven't done it before on video, and I'm picking my favorite color, turquoise, and I'm just going over. Now they are called soft pastels, but there are differences between all kinds of brands. Mine is from the cheap store, and sometimes they are not so soft, so be gentle when you are scraping over. You don't want to tear your paper, and if it's not strong enough, you can go and push harder to get it more vibrant. Another thing, if you move your paper like 1 millimeter, 2 millimeters to the side, you get some kind of this effect, which is also interesting. And of course you can do this with 2 colors, 3 colors, however you want. Let's take another color just for the sake of demonstration. Let's pick this purple. And I'm not going all over, I'm just adding here. And see how beautiful this is. This can be a background, this can be it's an added details to a background. And the thing is, with chalk pastels, as you can see, I have lots of it on my fingers. They are smearing, so you need to seal it. The 3 ways to go about it. Cheapest one is the cheapest hairspray you can find, will work great on it. Here we go. And it will seal your chalk pastel. Okay, this needs to dry. It almost seems right now translucent because of the spray, but I'm leaving it aside to dry. The other way to go is with clear can spray. Okay, and if you have fixative, which is a little bit expensive, then use a fixative. Okay, so that was the chalk pastel on tissue paper. Now I'm taking the backing of paper napkins. I'm always keeping the backing of paper napkins. Let's take another stencil so we will have things to play with. Let's take this one. Now, of course, with paper napkins, you need to be even more gentle. I prefer to use here the oil pastels, but I also can use the chalk pastels, the soft pastels. You just need to be very gentle, and these are too hard. I have other ones. Let's see. Here we go. Something cheap that I ordered. I think it was from AliExpress. Let's see. And sometimes it tears, like you see. I wasn't careful and I'm tearing it. So this I prefer to do with oil pastels. But it can be done. You just need to be patient and gentle. So it works, but I prefer oil pastels, and if I really want to use my chalk pastels, I'd rather use it on the tissue paper. So that's that. Now moving on to the oil pastels, and I'll do both of them on tissue and paper napkin. Okay, so now we are moving to tissue paper. Now tissue paper has 2 sides. One is more matte, the other one is a little bit more glossy and a little bit more smooth. I work on the matte side, so I'm going to pick 2 colors. These are the oil pastels now, and they are very soft, so I am not even careful of not tearing the tissue paper, just scraping it. I can do as many colors as I want. I can pick metallics if you've got them. Now, if you want to, you can also seal the oil pastels, depending what you're using it and if you think it will smear. I usually don't seal them, but again, the same thing, either a hairspray or a clear spray in a can or a fixative. So here is another tissue paper to work with. And now another backing of a paper napkin. Let's see. Oh, I've got a circle one. You can probably also do it on coffee filters. Okay, so, and another thing, I thought, I haven't tried it yet. Maybe I'll pick another tissue paper. It should be interesting to try this with white oil pastel. I'm trying to take a tissue paper out of the package. It just came to me that I need to try white. Okay, so first I'll do here, let's take, I like the metallic, so just here we are. Gentle. Here we go. Just the backing of a paper napkin. So easy, and I really want to show you how I'm going to use it. Let's pick another color. I prefer to use the broken ones for scraping, but if I really want to do another color that I don't have like this, then I'm just taking out the paper wrap, and then doing it. So black is also great for this kind of projects. Here we go. Black. Let's continue here with this. And of course, as I said, you can move your stencil or move your paper a little bit to the side, and you can do again and get more a dimensional look, more depth look to this. So here we go. Okay, now let's see white, because I just thought about it. I think I have white here. Okay, let's try it with this stencil. Now, of course, it's a little bit difficult to see white on white, but that's okay. I love experimenting. That's how I come with all these ideas. And it's just paper. Okay. We'll have to try it on something dark. Don't know how much of it picked, but we'll see. Okay, so that's our all the options, and now I'm moving all this aside, and we're going to try all this. Yeah, okay, so I've got some tags from Boring Ugly 12 by 12. I've got some bookmarks, and I've got one of my art journals that I can try and do. Okay, So I'm thinking maybe try this as a background here. This should be very, very interesting. Yeah. Okay, so we'll start with this, and I'm taking my white glue, diluted white glue. That's what I use for tissue paper and paper napkins, so it won't drag and tear. So a brush, I also use soft flat brush for paper napkins and tissue paper. Again, you want it to glide and not drag your paper napkin or tissue paper. So I'm just putting some glue here. Of course, we will have to wait for everything to dry to see the end result. Okay, got enough glue, and I'm going to use this as my background for this page. Okay, good enough. Now sometimes I go over with glue on top, but because I already sealed it with the hairspray, I'm leaving it be, and I'm not going over with more glue. Here is my first experiment, and it's on tissue paper but not white. The tissue paper was a light blue, and I scraped this bronze oil pastel on top of the stencil. So that's my first experiment with this, and as you can see, it can be very versatile and you can do all kinds of things with it. I'm just trimming, not even very precise, but just so we can see what's going on. I let it sit and dry and move on to another page. I've got one that I just smooshed leftover paint on top. So where is it, for God's sake? Here it is. So here I just smooshed, whatever, leftover paint, and that's the background. So it's nice, I like it, it's a start, but I want to add details. So let's try, what do I want here? No, maybe this would be very interesting. Or I've got another one. I can also take only small pieces from the paper napkin. So let's see, let's take a piece here. I'm just taking it with a fine brush with water. So I will have torn edges and not straight edges. So I'm thinking this is going to be here, and let's take another piece. Oopsie, I wasn't gentle. Never mind. I'll do another piece here, and the last one. And of course you can also layer all kinds. It doesn't have to be just one. You can put as many as you want. I think this would be very interesting here. So again, glue, making sure that I'm not missing a spot, otherwise there is going to be like a bubble underneath. It can be fixed, but you can avoid it from the get-go. And now with paper napkins I'm going on top, and always enough glue with soft flat brush and going from the inside towards the outside. I'll trim the excess later, what's sticking out of the edges of my page. I'm not afraid to put glue all over. Sometimes I'll go again all over just so the finished look would look the same. I'm loving it. It just, look at that. How pretty it is with just a paper napkin and this stencil. I think I'm going to do a tag like this. Always sliding, not dragging. Here we go. Just the start. If I feel like it, I can go and decide that I want a part of this to be here, or a part of this to be here. So you can also layer, as I said. It doesn't end here, but I'm loving this background. Okay, so I'm going to put this aside to dry. I'll go back to it at the end so you can see how it looks when it's dry. And now I'm just taking a tag, and let's see. Let's do, I want the word friends here, so yeah. Oh, I've got all great friends, and already I've got all kinds. So okay, I'm going to put this here. I need something under, just so I won't make too much mess. I'll make a mess because I'm just talented that way to make a mess. It's not even a hidden talent. Here we go. I'm going over just because I feel like it needs a coat on top. Yeah. I'll just trim a little bit and let it dry, and then I'll trim it better to the size of the tag. So here is the tag drying, and let's do a bookmark. Let's do a bookmark. You know what? Let's take this. Yeah, this would be interesting. Yeah, okay. So once again, just so I will have less mess, my bookmarks here are from a watercolor paper, just because I like it to be more sturdy. Here we go. And now I aim to put it in the middle, or you know what, I'm going to put it like this. Now you can also, if you are bothered by the folds of the paper napkin, you can iron it. Here we go. This should be very interesting. Going on top again from the inside towards the outside with enough glue to glide over and not drag the paper napkin. Yeah. Okay, so that's my all the examples I wanted to do, and I'm going to leave it to dry and then I'll come back. Okay, so everything is mostly dry. I have this one that I've done as a background. I showed you this was my first experiment, but not on a white tissue paper, but on light blue tissue paper, but I love it. And here is this one that I just love it. I don't know what to say. It's I'm almost tempted to leave it be, but I think I'm going to put some stamping of butterflies black all around. Not sure yet, but that's a great background. I love it. Mostly I have a problem with leaving white spaces, but this just works great. So that is one, and another one, and I remembered I've done the white that I scraped on tissue paper, so I glued it here to. This is a black paper journal that I have, and it's also interesting. Probably if I was more if I would have put more pressure, then the outcome would be a little bit more visible, but nonetheless it also interesting in the background. These parts are still not dry, that's why you see the difference between these areas and this area. So that's that. Here is the bookmark that I can leave as is, or I can do something here like a vine. Here is the bookmark, again can be left as is or do something on top of it, and I can also go over the edges if I want to. And here are all the other leftover Painty collage papers. So I hope you liked it. Thank you for watching this video, and thank you for leaving me comments down below. I'll be seeing you in my next video. Bye for now.